and More Spirit takes over coming past the wire. It will be More Spirit to win the Los Alamitos Futurity by a length and a half.
This is just an unbelievable day for Bob Baffert and Mike Smith. They are unstoppable. More Spirit has dominated the Met Mile. He won it by 7 lengths.
Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Nicole Russo, back for another summer of Spa Babies, presented by our gracious sponsor at Spendthrift, home to some of the best stallions in the world. And we'll talk about a lot of those Spendthrift stallions this summer at Spa Babies. But let's kick off the meet with one of the traditional opening day features. Race number 9 at Saratoga on Thursday is the Grade 3 Schuylerville. We'll take a look at this field of 2-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs. $150,000 is the purse. It's a big field, Nicole, and happy soul for our friend Wesley Ward has been so impressive in her last 2 races. She's just pure speed.
So incredibly impressive, and she's continued to maintain that speed while adding a little bit of distance each time. All these fillies going 6 furlongs here on Thursday. It's a solid field, I think.
Let's talk about the field in post position order, beginning with the number 1, Pretty Birdie, Mary Lou Whitney, the late Mary Lou Whitney. This is a Mary Lou Whitney Stables homebred. Let's talk a bit about Pretty Birdie's new first crop sire, Bird Song.
Yeah, and Bird Song, a horse who's bred in the purple, being by Unbridled Song, and from the female family of the great broodmare Dear Birdie, which is also the female family that this horse's damn bird sense comes from. I'm always really intrigued when you line breed to a great broodmare like that. I really think the combination gives us kind of a distance-oriented family. Going from 5 furlongs to 6 should be no problem for this filly.
She was a very professional debut winner at Churchill Downs, showing speed, shrugging off her pace challengers, and defeating 2 next snout winners. How concerned are you about the inside post for Pretty Birdie? Because she pretty much has no choice but to go, and there's a very fast horse and Happy Soul to her outside.
I definitely am concerned about the post because, as you said, I think she'll kind of get no let up. I think she has to go, and I think it'll be hard for her to get a breather at any point in this race.
The number 2 is Mainstay. She is a half-sister to last year's 2-year-old filly champion and Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly winner Vequist. Let's talk a little bit about her sire, Astern. So far, I've been very impressed with this one's progeny.
Yeah, and Astern did his running in Australia, won Australia's top 7 furlong race for 2-year-olds. You would expect him to sire good 2-year-olds. We're seeing that with his first crop of 2-year-olds sired in the Southern Hemisphere. He already has some stakes performers down there before coming up to Darley in the United States. You'd certainly expect him to get turf horses, but being by Medaglia d'Oro, he should be a multi-purpose sire as well. And we're seeing that with Mainstay and with some of his other horses who have run here so far.
Trainer Butch Reed is very excited about Mainstay, and why not? Not only does this one have a tremendous pedigree, but let's watch her debut score at Monmouth over Sloppy going 4.5 furlongs. She showed good early speed, and she did not let up. Maybe the pace wasn't as fast as it's likely going to be on Thursday, but you have to like the way she strides away in hand.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, the pace will be different on Thursday. I think, she's also going to get some different track conditions. I took a look at the forecast for Saratoga. It looks like some rain in the forecast on Wednesday, but not so much on Thursday. She's going to face some different challenges, but she's certainly bred top and bottom to be a good 2-year-old filly.
Trainer Tom Amos has a couple in here. Let's start with the 3, Pipeline Girl, a debut winner at Churchill Downs last month. This one is by Air Force Blue, a 3/4 sister to the Great War, who is a stakes winner on turf and synthetic, but plenty of dirt in this pedigree as well. And what I liked about her debut, Nicole, is that she showed the ability to sit off some horses and come and get them.
Yeah, absolutely. And she should get, kind of a similar the ability to run sort of a similar trip on Thursday. You mentioned her sire, Air Force Blue, a European champion 2-year-old by Warfront, who has shown the ability already to sire them on multiple surfaces. from a Claiborne line female family. And, and I've seen some live 2-year-olds, I think, this past spring meet at Churchill Downs. In the past, Churchill form has translated well to Saratoga. We'll have to see if that's the case this meet. But I do like a lot of the 2-year-olds coming out of this Churchill Downs meet.
Here's a potential price prospect, the number 4 Velvet's Sister, a $500,000 daughter of Bernardini and a half-sister to My Boy Tate, a pretty fast New York bred. The second dam was a grade 2 stakes place sprinter. This horse does have a big wet track pedigree if it does rain. Let's watch her debut for trainer Steve Asmussen. She only faced 2 other rivals at Belmont, but she won the race very easily.
Yeah, I think this is a really classy looking horse, a $500,000 purchase earlier this year, bred by Godolphin, which stands the terrific Bernardini, picked up by Stone Street and Steve Asmussen. Just a classy look all around for this filly who won her debut so impressively. But as you said, only beat 2 rivals. She's facing a bigger field here. There's going to be a good amount of speed in the race. I do think this will be a valuable learning experience for her, and perhaps she's one to watch down the road at this meet.
We move from a $500,000 purchase to a $5,000 purchase. The number 5, Saucy Lady T. She has had 2 starts. She has a nice little pedigree. She's by Tonalist. The dam was a stakes winner going a mile. I think this pedigree might be geared to longer distance races, but let's watch her second lifetime start over a sloppy track. She only beat 3 other rivals. It was a solid performance. This is going to be a step up in class, however.
It definitely is. She is coming off a bullet work in preparation for this step up. And I'll encourage you throughout this meet, especially with these 2-year-olds, to take a look at the Clocker reports produced by our colleague Mike Walsh and his team. They really offer an invaluable look into not just how these horses, how quickly these horses are working, but how they're doing it, which is perhaps even more important with these young horses who are still learning the game.
Another third-time starter is up next. That's the number 6, Queen Camilla, who defeated fellow Florida breds on July the 1st at Gulfstream. Let's talk about her sire, Connect. Very good miler and a very promising prospect as we watch Queen Camilla come from out of it. She did some work to win her second lifetime start.
Absolutely. And, I really like her sire Connect quite a bit. He's a grade 1 winning miler by Curlin. Certainly you look at Curlin, you look at Smart Strike, you think distance, but there are good 2-year-olds that come out of this family. Curlin sired champion 2-year-old Good Magic off the top of my head. And, Connect, he's a physically impressive sort of horse that you would expect to see from Curlin, but he puts it all together in a more compact, quicker looking package. And I think he has the potential to be a sneaky good kind of speed influence 2-year-old sire from this very good line.
And if you believe there's a possibility of a speed duel, as our friends at Timeform US with their pace projector have with the 1 and the 7, maybe Queen Camilla off that rallying victory we just saw can pick up some pieces. Let's move on to the one they're all going to have to beat. The number 7, Happy Soul for Wesley Ward and John Velasquez. This is a daughter of Run Happy who's won her last 2 starts by a combined, 23 1/4 lengths, including this victory in the Astoria where Nicole, she never gave them a chance.
No, absolutely not. She's really just been running them off her feet in her last couple of outings since her very good debut when she was second on a sloppy track at Keeneland. She's added a little bit of distance each time, as we mentioned, and she's continued to just pour on that speed. I don't think going from the 5.5 to the 6 will be any trouble for her. If experience counts, well, she's the one with the quality experience and the quality stakes experience on the New York circuit. And Run Happy's second crop of 2-year-olds have really been a bit more precocious than the first, his current 3-year-olds, I think.
Up from Lone Star Park is the number 8, Eagle Express, a Texas bred trained by Steve Asmussen, and a daughter of Eagle, who was a rock-solid handicap horse a few years ago. It's nice to see Eagle getting a chance in Texas, and a nice mixture of stamina and speed in this pedigree.
Yeah, absolutely. And Eagle, as you mentioned, a very solid racehorse in his own right. I would expect him to sire racehorses, a really well-conformed son of Candy Ride. And Candy Ride has got several sons in this freshman class, including Gunrunner, who's off to an early lead. I really expect, Candy Ride's sons, including Eagle, perhaps to make an impact this year.
And here's Eagle Express's maiden win in the Texas Stallion Panzeretta Stakes at Lone Star, a race that went about 15/100ths of a second faster than the Colt division. And she's really moving right now, getting away to win by 5. Nice improvement on the Beyer scale, about 18 points or so. She is an interesting horse, Eagle Express. Again, if this pace is fast, Asmussen obviously knows what he's doing.
Absolutely. And, took the big step forward from her first start to her second, as Steve Asmussen's training is also often due. No reason to think that she couldn't continue the improvement.
Cartel Queen completes this field. Really nice pedigree here, a half to a multiple stakes winning router. The Dam was a grade 3 stakes winning synthetic router. And this horse looked good in her second start. She is still a bit green, which is why Tom Amos is adding blinkers. You're getting a price on Amos, Arad Ortiz, and a sharp horse that just graduated at Churchill Downs.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, another Churchill maiden winner, liked the improvement with the blinkers. I think she could continue to improve. As you said, she's a green-looking type horse, a May foal, definite eligibility to improve. And I like the outside post here. Could sit a nice trip if there's a lot of speed down inside. Another one who's shown some nice works on the tab recently.
Top pick time for us in the grade 3 Schuylerville, one of the opening day features at Saratoga. You're going with Happy Soul. She is certainly the horse to beat and could very well be the horse to catch.
Absolutely. I think this is a wide open race, so I kind of went with sort of the simplest route here, the most experienced horse, the horse with the New York Stakes experience. Behind her, I used 2 fillies who you like as well. Neither one was surprise. I just sort of wish they weren't drawn down in those inside posts.
Yeah, the inside post is a bit of a concern, especially with Pretty Birdie, considering her speed. She got a really nice fig in that debut, looked professional. I'm curious to see how she handles the step up in class. 7, 2, 1, and 9 for Nicole, 1, 7, 2, 8 for me in the grade 3 Schuylerville, the opening day of the Saratoga 2021 meet, and our first Spa Babies presented by Spendthrift.